Hello, everybody. My name is Edward S. Redcar, the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. And today I have the awesome pleasure of talking with Johnny Vance, originally from San Diego, California. He now lives in Tampa, Florida. He's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, he's on YouTube. He's just about everywhere. He's an indie filmmaker. He's a multi-international film festival ambassador. He is a sponsorship director for Tampa Bay Film Circle. Hold it, I'm not done yet. There's much more, much more. He's the host of his own podcast on his YouTube channel, Johnny with the Long Hair. And he's also a model and an actor. And I guess that's about it as much as I know, but I know that Johnny, you're going to fill us in on everything that I don't know that I haven't said. So, welcome to my show, and how are you doing today?
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. E, Mr. Edward. You and I, we go back like four flats on a Cadillac almost. So, it's pretty good to be always seeing you, man, because we only get
Oh,
to see each other like a couple of times a year since we've met each other.
oh yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah,
most
yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
We had a good time up in New York just most recently, the New York Film Festival.
Oh
So
yeah. No, we
anyway,
really
thank you.
did. We really did.
Thank you for that introduction. Yeah, I'm sorry it was so long. I know you're like they have to take a deep breath just to let it all out. Um,
I got lots of recording time, but there's no guarantees what I'm going to cut out. I'll just put that
right,
right in it.
right.
Right, right in it.
Right. So hey, I'll
Yeah,
make your job easy. I'll
you're
just,
right.
you pretty much said it. That's who I am right now. I do I'm a like we said earlier, I'm a band. I'm a one man band, and I like to help out others in creating their vision. I
Yeah,
have my own vision, of course, but I have helped a lot of people, and it's helped me in a lot of
yeah,
ways. We'll
yeah.
get into that in our
Oh
conversation, but
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Everyone. I was just talking with Johnny here before we started the interview that we were both involved with the North Film Festival, directed by Darwin Rena, Katie Rios. They're down in New York City, the Producers Club down in New York City, and so. We were just talking in between different things that duties that we had to do there, and so usually when I have guests on the talk show, I usually have them answer a list of questions. But I mean, Johnny, I mean, you're such an interesting and a dynamic person that it's like I said to you, I says, Johnny, you tell what you want to tell, and then if I have any questions, I'll try to fill in what I have a question about. So I know you were telling me that you've had a lot of health challenges, still dealing with health challenges, and how this whole entertainment business and everything has helped you with everything that you've been dealing with. So to begin the show, I'll just leave it up to you. Just start talking what you want to talk about, and we'll take it from there. So, one, two,
uh,
three, 1, 2, 3, go.
you're leaving it up to me to talk. Are you sure? You know what happens here. I'm like,
Well,
I can talk
w-
for days, bro.
well, I have a stop button on the record button, so I can stop at any time, anytime I
Okay.
want to,
All
or I
right.
can, or
Okay.
I can hit pause and
Okay.
end it that way. But take your chances. So
Uh-huh.
go ahead,
Okay.
spill the
All right.
beans, spill the beans.
Okay. Well, it's kind of different that, I'm in this chair right now because I haven't done too many interviews. And, as you were saying, I come from the modeling, I come to independent film from the modeling scene. Okay. Very, very crazy how that all got started. So, since I know kind of what we want to talk about, I'll start from where talked about over there at the New York Film Festival with Zane and Nicholas.
Okay,
Zane
okay, sure.
so that interview was awesome. I sent that interview to you, something that I posted on Instagram. So maybe you could show your viewers. So crazy thing is, you would never ever believe what I have been through, where I came from, none of that. Judging by what you see now. It's
Hmm.
with mental health, everything, like it's an injury inside. Like it's not something that you can actually see.
Hmm.
And I was blessed enough. God blessed me. Like he did. It was kind of a curse at the same
Hmm.
time because I was left alone a lot of time. But I died back in October 7th, end of October, or no, beginning of October. Yeah, it was October 7th. That's the beginning of October, FYI.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So there was I was becoming successful possibly at a young age. My entertainment career started with a magician. His name was Darren Romeo. Darren Romeo, the voice of magic. He was a protege to Siegfried and Roy. Look him up.
Oh.
You Google him, you'll find him out. You'll see him performing in 2003 over at Busch Gardens for summer nights.
Hmm.
I got that job when I graduated. I learned that I was graduating high school, got my diploma, and I said, boom, I'm out of here. I'm too big for this small city, this small town, or small city, small state, and
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
I'm Johnny SoCal. I'm from California. You know what I'm saying? So Southern California, baby. So, you know, Johnny SoCal become he learned that he wanted that limelight. He got on the stage and he was a stagehand for magician. He was multiple other roles because I was handy. I grew up very hardworking. Started working at 14 years old, so I knew hard work. This is Mavi.
Oh.
That's Turkey. That she's a blue Russian, but I think Mavi is Turkish for blue. So blue Russian.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
name's Mavi.
So,
Anyway,
so she doesn't want to be part of the interview. It's like if you don't interview me and only
you're my.
Johnny, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Or
Hey, there she is. She'll come. Let me
okay,
get.
hi,
Say
Mavi.
hi.
Hello.
Say hi to Mavi. Look. Say hi, Mavi.
Hi,
That's
Mavi.
Mavi. She's a
Oh.
rescue. We rescued her. We rescued her. Me and my partner Isabel. We went to. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around in circles, but
No, go ahead.
jumping
Go
from here to
ahead.
there. But
Go ahead.
I'm a photographer also. We do. My partner is a photographer also, and she's more of a photographer than I am because she knows all the technical sides. Me, I just know
Okay.
angles, how to shoot. I know
Right.
how to do
Right.
ISO,
Right. Right.
aperture, So I'm a
I
artist.
remember
So
that
you
she
remember
had
you
a
saying that?
yeah, no, I remember that Isabel had a lot of input when we filmed the Black Mafia, right? She was
Oh, she did. Yeah,
yeah,
she
I
was doing
remember
her
that.
part, and I was doing my
Yeah.
part. But
Yeah.
she's good with the camera. She really is.
Oh
So.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So we had a wedding to go shoot over in Orlando, and we stayed at this one hotel. And she came by in the street, and we're like, "Oh, she's so cute, let's take her." Nobody, we asked the people around, and she belonged to nobody, but they
Okay.
gave her food and stuff like that, so she was taken care of. But it was about to get cold, it was about to hit really winter,
Okay.
and
Okay.
well, it was December, but it didn't really get cold this December here in Florida. So. But 3 weeks later, we come back and she's still around. So we end up rescuing her 3 weeks later on
Oh
another
wow. Okay.
photography trip. So
Yeah,
it kind of
yeah.
worked out and brought her over here. She gets along with both my pit bulls. It took about
Oh,
two,
okay. Okay.
took 2 weeks for them to get
Does
along.
she
But
does she keep your two pit bulls in line? Does she make
oh
them toe the
god,
line or
oh
what?
bro, she's like Bruce Lee.
Right,
She is. She will.
right,
She'll
right.
walk in. She'll walk in like the queen and be like this.
Right. You
And the
obeyed.
dogs, the dogs will look at her and they'll turn around and walk opposite direction of her.
That means
She, she's my
they
little queen.
they're scared. They're scaredy cats, right?
Yeah, they are. They are. But my pit bulls, they're beautiful pit bulls. They're great dogs. They're
Uh-huh.
great dogs.
Uh-huh. I
There have
think,
been, and I'll get to this part of my get that to that part of the interview where I rescued animals, which helped me. It's
oh
we'll
yeah.
get to that. I rescued a bunch of dogs with another one of my partners,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and that was a very challenging time for me mentally, and I was very lonely at that time. So, but
Uh-huh.
we'll get to
Uh-huh.
it in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. But
Because it
talk
does kind of fall in line with what with my
yeah.
modeling stuff.
No, I was just going to add to that that a lot of times uh people that are going like through personal challenges, like a pet will help them through that, right? I guess it's been documented like over and over again. They sort of have like a calming effect, right? If you have a like a pet to love and to take care of it, kind of takes your mind off of yourself and
Yes.
refocuses it with like
Mhm.
sharing and taking care of, yeah, others. But yeah, go
It,
ahead.
it it took me, it took me to so before I started doing the modeling thing, that's what I was doing. I was rescuing dogs. I was rescuing cats. I was
Mhm.
rescuing great horned owls that fell from a tree and punctured their
Wow.
lung. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, that one I didn't get to find out if he survived or not. But once that bird is protected by the state, so
Yeah. Yeah.
legally I could have got in trouble. But I was saving it. I saw it
Right.
fluttering on the ground. It
Right.
didn't look
Right.
normal to me. I walked all the way over there to pick it up. I
Wow.
fed
Wow.
it, and it
Wow.
was still having
Wow.
problems. So I took it to the bird sanctuary
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
to take it
So,
out. And
what was the exact connection, say, of taking care of all of these animals and looking after them that finally uh, put your focus towards what you're doing today, performing, modeling, and
so
how
when
did
I
that come into
was
play?
when I came out of my coma, as I was saying, I died back in early October. I died for okay. I had a closed head wound in the back of my head, and I didn't get the post concussive therapy or treatment. I didn't follow up on that stuff.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
hardcore gung ho. I had a hard head. Been in fights before. Been nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm a tough guy. Okay, my family history proves that. Okay, I won't even
uh-huh.
get into this interview. But so in 24 hours, I wake up from that closed head wound and I continue going on about my daily work. I have three jobs at this time. I'm working as a Zoomies manager, retail manager for a
Uh-huh.
skate shop. I was a server in the front of the house for the Great Plains Hotel. And also, I was doing event planning. I had just started it. And, the way I got that was through my connections with people. I was big into the club. I was big into dancing. I loved hip hop dancing. That's
Uh-huh.
where I got a lot of my vibe from. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
movements that I know, the bounce, the two.
I've seen those
Yeah,
moves
yeah,
firsthand. Yeah.
yeah. You know?
Hey,
So
hey,
I did all that. We had JT Money. What was that film called? Uh,
Oh,
Hit 'em up.
yes.
Yeah, Hit 'em up. The JT Money story. That is the kind of music that I grew up with. Hung
Okay.
out with a bunch of black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in military country, so it was not hard to, you know, fit in, or to have that demographic there. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened to be the demographic that I fit in the most and that accepted me the most.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Probably maybe because my personality, because I know how to party, I get a lot of attention from girls, stuff like that. Anyway,
We all
little
know
bit of
how
that.
to party in our group, Johnny. We all know
Yep.
how to
Yeah,
party,
yeah.
right?
I noticed this. I noticed this. We get along very well when we party. We have a lot of
We
fun, man.
mesh. We're on the
Uh-huh.
same. We're on the
Yeah.
same wavelength. We
Yeah.
really
We all got
mesh.
long hair and don't care.
Well, mine
Right?
is long.
No,
Mine
no,
is
no, no.
long.
It don't matter. You act like you got long hair, baby. Come on.
I feel like I got long. I feel
All the
like I got long. I
time.
shake it like I got long hair.
Even
But
if I come down to you, I'm still gonna be Johnny with the long hair, okay?
okay.
But I cared a lot about people back in the day, but then after my head injury happened, I had to end up stop caring about people so much and I had to care about myself. No one else
Oh,
was caring
okay.
about me. I had to
Okay.
survive.
Right, right, right.
Back again, I after that 24 hours later, I have a seizure while I'm working my third job. We're going from one venue to the next for event planning. I had just scored my first sponsors for an event, and I was successful, and I got some good cash out of it. The guy that I work for, he was rich as balls, or his husband was at least. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? He spent a lot of money on him, so I got tipped very well for that thing. And I like to, when I get money, I give money. When I live subliminally. All right, I get your money and give it all to charity. the sublime is what I was saying. Okay.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
say,
yeah,
just make money and give it to charity. People
yeah,
are my friend.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody, I want to treat you as I would love to be treated. I want to be treated like a king. So I'm gonna treat you like a king or a queen. You
yeah.
know what? You
Right,
know?
right.
So anyway, so that's how I've always been, but I've learned in time that that's not the best way to be. People will take advantage of you like that.
There's
Oh, and they
always
have. And they
the
have.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
have. I have been through the ringer with so many different types of people. But back
yeah.
to that 24 hours, within 24 hours, going from one venue to the next for planning, I have a seizure in the middle of the road. So I fall back, that closed head wounds wide open.
Oh,
That
wow.
this red stain on my eyes from the aneurysm that I had in my head, that all that
Yeah, right.
bust through from my nose, my mouth, my ears, my eyes, the back of my head,
Yeah.
crazy. And so I was dead. Ambulance came. I was dying or dead in my business partner's arms. And so the EMT arrival came. I was dead for 30 minutes,
Wow.
but then come back alive on my own. And and the funny thing is that I said this when I was on 90 Days Fiance, The Single Life. When they were doing previews for my episodes 1 through 5 in the second season,
Uh-huh.
that was one of the attention grabbers. I died for 30 minutes, but
Wow.
that's all I did. And when I said that, I was hoping that my story was going to start coming out there. So I left just that right there.
Oh, okay.
And reality TV, I found out was not reality TV. They have their own idea of what's going to happen.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
so anyway, back to
So you thought that that might have been the hook that would get all that attention, right?
and that people would start hearing, my story.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh, ooh, I want to hear about this."
yeah.
Since we're all about drama and everything, bro. My story is drama.
Right.
It's drama, and it's encouraging and it's uplifting, and it's like, wow, if he can do it, I
Yeah.
can do it.
I was just going to
If
say
I can
that.
give someone that encouragement, that hope, that faith
Hmm,
that something can
hmm,
happen,
hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's what I
Yeah,
want to do.
yeah.
Like, I'm not Jesus. I know I'm not Jesus, but wait, am I?
Well,
Oh, 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 bam. I just
I included in the background music in my Instagram story post promoting your interview. It mentioned Jesus, if you noticed,
uh-huh.
because I
I
remembered.
know, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. I didn't
Watch it,
see that. I
watch
gotta
it
go back
again.
and
Watch it
I
again. Yeah,
will.
watch it again. Yeah, yeah.
That's actually, I just threw you another hook right there. That's actually a book, a project that I'm working on, a book, and
Okay,
it's called "I Am Not Jesus." And
okay.
it's the story that, of what's happened to me. But, the complicated thing is how I'm going to tell the story. It's so complicated. It's 3 different layers. And
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah,
of what
yeah.
you're going to be able to tell from this interview, because there's some insights I'm going to give you about me that a lot
Uh-huh.
of people don't even know. Uh, don't they don't even think it's possible that
Hmm,
I've done all the
hmm.
stuff that I've done.
Yeah, yeah.
All I've been trying to do is survive, and that's how I've done everything that I've done.
Right, right.
I've been surviving on my own. So,
I mean,
so when
I
that
know,
when
yeah, a
that
lot of times each of us sort of we have to sort of give ourselves like our own motivation because after a while you come to the realization, well, yeah, you can go to others for advice and this and that, but it's really up to you to
and how
take
you take it.
whatever advice that you get, no matter how much, how little, or what form, and use it. Like you know, uh, it's totally up to the individual.
It is.
So
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Not everyone can be a sponge John SquarePants like me,
No, right,
or a SpongeBob, No one, not everyone can be a SpongeBob.
right.
But me myself, I sit down. I don't even have to sit down. I walk around and I talk. Even though I'm chitter chatting and I'm talking to everybody, don't think that I'm not paying attention to everything else that's happening
Oh
behind.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
that's
very,
a
very perceptive. What is it? Yeah, perceptive.
perception. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's a good thing to be because it's like you're a multitasker
Mm,
in a mental level where
mm,
say carrying on a conversation, say if you and I were in a crowded room carrying on a conversation with me, but then all the while being very perceptive of everything that's going around here and like even back here. Or,
And
but no, that's an advantage.
and also not getting not ruining your ride, your path. Like, when people talk and people are trying to talk to you at the same time, but you're having a conversation with this person right here, but
Yeah,
this person right here is trying to talk to you from here, and this person here is like, okay,
yeah,
but when you're able to still have a conversation, I finished my thought with you. Perfect. Okay, I've said what I said. So
yeah.
and yeah, like when you're able to do
Right.
that, that's a powerful person, man.
That's right.
That's a strong person that's able to carry on those conversations and
Yes,
understand still what's going on at that moment. They
yes.
might forget later, but that
In the mo
ability
Yeah,
to
in the moment,
that moment.
and that's a great technique for networking. Like you and I, we go a lot to a lot of these film festival events and other related festival related events, and
Mhm.
that's a great trait to have, to be able to multitask and be able to network, because uh, not only focusing your concentration on making a connection, social media, information here, but like you were saying, on this side. So um, that's a great trait to have. So yeah, yeah.
So,
So yeah, no,
sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so all these uh, health challenge events that you had, I'll
Oh,
just kind of generalize them. So, taking all that in consideration in your head wound and everything, what was like they say, the aha moment where you realized that you came through all of these challenges and used, say, what you learned from surviving all those challenges to make you go into all the like entertainment avenues that you are now involved in? Well, was there like any specific moment when you realized, well, all of these challenges that I've gone through, now I can use it to my advantage? Is there one specific
yeah,
moment that led to all of this that you're doing now?
yeah.
Or
So
realization.
So from that time of waking up from my coma, for my 45-day coma, I woke up from my 30-minute death, woke up into a coma on my own, and woke up from my coma 45 days later. That was right around Thanksgiving time. Okay. So from between that time and we'll say 2015. I was deemed incompetent that entire time, and I was also abandoned as an incompetent person deemed by the state of Wyoming.
Wow.
That
Wow.
situation, there is something other also there where people take advantage of people, and this is another reason why I'm surviving. Okay, I
Hmm.
learned what nonprofit organizations that help people with developmental disabilities, with traumatic brain injuries. I
Hmm.
learned how families act that have the authority, the permission by the state to handle that money. I see what they do with that money. I see how they treat their children or their grown ass adults that are deemed incompetent. I see how they
Hmm.
treat them. I lived in an independent living situation, but with independent living, which means that there is still someone there to watch how you're living. It's still
Yeah.
kind of controlled.
Yeah.
And I learned with my head injury that there's people that look up to you knowing that you have dealt with a situation similar to theirs. Now, these people with developmental disabilities, they are very gifted. Oh, there's people that, see things. They see auras. They know what a good person and a bad person is. And there is one person, I forget her name. This is my first year in I had to go to dayhab, which is adult daycare pretty much for people with developmental disabilities. And they all love me because I had the severe traumatic brain injury. They know all this, that I died, that I was in a coma, and they were just like, and if, for some reason, I people have always been attracted to me.
Hmm.
So I felt that, oh, this is what I was here to do. I was supposed to be here to help people.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
knowing that, I came to a conclusion, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I want to be able to one day help people with developmental disabilities with the whole retardation thing. I was
Yeah.
called a retard out of the coma. When I got out of the hospital, my friends that I used to pay for, that I used to treat it like kings and queens, called
Hmm.
me a retard, bro.
Hmm.
Wow. They even stole from me. They even when I was dead, when I was in my coma, they took the entire door off the door frame to get to all my stuff.
Wow.
By the
Wow.
time I got out of by the time I came out of the whatchamacallit, gone, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a funny thing is, I was in my coma. I was up there. I
Hmm.
saw it. I saw it all happen. I know those people that did it.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
know their names. From the
Hmm.
day that I went in there, I says, okay, all right, I'll remember you guys. I'll remember you guys.
Hmm.
24 hours later, I didn't remember I said that because I
Oh.
had I had less than 24-hour memory. Every day was a new day for me.
Oh,
And to this
wow.
day, that's still to this day, every day is a new day. That's how I wake up. All the
Oh.
issues that I've had with other people, like beef that I had with
Yeah.
somebody, it's
Yeah.
gone. Now it's a little different because my memory is still there. It's a lot
Okay.
better now. But
Okay.
anyway, so
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
get to so with the abandonment issues, with depression, bipolar, it made it really hard for me to focus on myself and focus on being able to help others and do all this stuff. No one was listening to me. No one wanted to help me. I was high functioning, but yet I still had a lot of these learning situations.
Hmm. Hmm.
I had outbursts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I had no control on the alcohol, really. I would just
Mhm.
drink until I didn't feel like drinking anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't violent or anything to
Yeah.
anyone. I was more
So,
suicidal than,
yeah.
so to get to the modeling thing, I was in a relationship that didn't wasn't more to my liking very much. That person was always gone and I was just depressed and I needed to find something to do. Got accepted into the modeling thing and from there I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay. All right, now my issues are being a little solved because now I'm getting attention. I was alone for 8 months at a time sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
I have
that.
no friends and people misunderstand me because they don't understand how my brain is thinking with a traumatic brain injury because I
Yeah.
don't look like a person with a traumatic brain injury. You see me in pictures, you think, oh, this guy's got it going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So some of
Yeah.
my modeling stuff,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
people always would come to me, ask me, how do you do this with your hair? How do you do this with your beard? How do you get your abs like that? Let's see. There's some girls actually with some of the art that I have up here on the wall.
Uh-huh.
That got me really popular because it's fine art, it's nude art.
Right.
And
Right.
some of
Right.
these
Right.
people that I got to volunteer for these things, because it's all volunteer basis. We're all
Mm-hmm.
protected by First Amendment
Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
law of that dictates what pornography is. Our
Mm-hmm.
art and the way we do it was not reckless. We
Right.
have a reason for
Right.
doing it, paying homage to
Right.
local
Yeah.
to landmarks throughout the United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
Got some really cool pictures I'd love
Yeah.
to show you guys, but
Yeah.
you can go to my Instagram and see it. And I'll
That's
send
right.
it to you
Visit
also.
visit
I'll send it
Johnny's
to most of you.
Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
wherever you can find his artistic talent on display. So yeah. Yeah.
We'll try and get that to you real fast. I'm working on my website right now. So,
Okay.
with some
Okay.
of those people, they were dealing with a lot of their depressive issues too, because these girls
Hmm.
are getting out of relationships with guys that are just treating them like crap. They're working their butts off, and the guys are not really doing much. Or let's see, they found another person, or I don't know, just depression just got them
Uh-huh.
down.
Uh-huh.
After
Uh-huh.
having a baby, they have that postpartum, and they start having that
Yeah. Yeah.
thoughts
Yeah.
about them looking ugly and stuff like that. But no, I go to them. I'm like, hey, would you like to do this? 60 seconds of nudity. We could get undressed, do our walk, come back, get dressed, bada bada, bada bing, bada boom. We got
Yeah.
a picture.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome stuff with
Yeah.
the published
Yeah.
thing. It's like,
Well, yeah, there's
no, I don't know, but it
yeah.
helped them get out of their funk.
Yeah. There's
That part's really cool.
there's been other say like runway shows that are even on social media like about modeling and it seems that in those fashion shows that you're probably familiar with it yourself about the different uh, types of runway modeling, but these models, they on the runway, they wore accessories but nothing else. It would
Hmm.
be that maybe they would wear, say, like a ring, like a designer ring, and nothing else. Another
Hmm.
show would be they would be, say like wearing fashionable hats, but nothing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's another expression of art, right?
It is,
So yeah.
because runway modeling. When okay, so there's like two different types of runway models. There's like the show models, the personality runway models. I'm more of
Hmm.
a personality than I am the other model. Those models are the mannequins. You see
Yeah.
those guys that are like,
I noticed that now that you bring it
those-
up, it
they,
seems.
that triangle of happiness right there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
now that you bring it up, that reminds me, like, say, on social media, YouTube or whatever, you watch these runway models that they're modeling fashion of fashion designers, and it seems like their faces are like stone, like you were mentioning, no expression. And then I thought to myself, now why don't they have any expressions? And then it occurred to me, maybe they don't want to distract away from the fashion they're modeling, right? They don't
Exactly,
want
exactly.
they don't want the people to look at them. They want them to look at what they're wearing. So that's why they're so like stoic, right? Like,
They're walking mannequins. That's all they are.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's some fashion designers, there's some showmen, event planners or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that like that vibe. Depending on what you're wearing, hey, I want you to be wavy. Look, I got these tassels coming from the arms and or this, you got like a big old wing, like a web of like silk here.
yeah,
So I want you to
yeah,
show that off. You can do that type of stuff. That there's avant-garde and haute couture.
yeah, 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 yeah,
All that's
yeah,
different types of modeling designs.
yeah.
Artistic expressions. So depends on the types of show that you're going to too. I
Right,
went to
right.
one in LA with Preview Models. I was selected by Preview Models out here in Tampa Bay just by showing up. Just by showing up. And that's actually how I got onto 90 Days Fiance. I did not
Okay.
submit for that.
So
I did
that,
not submit for that. I
yeah,
don't watch shows like that.
yeah.
Anyway, but
So
it's
was that the beginning of your modeling career? That instance right there,
I
in
no,
LA? Or?
actually that was probably the height of my mid height of my local
Okay,
career as a
okay,
model.
okay,
That was when, I guess they were working with TLC also. Preview Models was
okay,
working with TLC, possibly.
okay.
Maybe he was connected and said, "Hey, I just found this guy. He's a model. He looks like he's a very I don't know what he said, so I'm not even gonna try and put words in his mouth. But hey, he came up to me and says, "Hey, I got a person that I want to introduce you to. She's local here and she needs someone to, show her around." I
Cool.
had no idea it was a show at first. I thought he was just trying to hook me up with one of his girlfriends. Like, hey, I'll take it. And I
Right?
get to the I get to the joint to where he tells me to go. The restaurant in St. Pete. I forget what it's called. Some like Casa something, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm just like, I'm having my drink. I think I started off with water. Yeah, I was drinking water the whole time at first,
Okay.
and then it started looking weird. I seen people getting ready to set up cameras and stuff. I was like,
Yeah, that is
hmm, hmm,
strange.
hmm, hmm. Anyway, so back to the runway modeling story.
Yeah,
LA,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was completely different. Like, I could send you a picture of that here in a little while, but what I was wearing, I was just a model. There was no
Yeah,
flair,
yeah.
there was no personality. They wanted me to walk just like I walked. No, it just stoic. I had the eye makeup
Okay,
on, so
okay, okay. You know,
just
you
face,
were you
just face.
you Yeah, you were talking about that they're walking mannequins. That reminds me, years ago, the very first time it was in a department store window, and it was in a mall. It was in a mall north of the city area, New York City area, And so I was just sitting there, like on one of those benches in the middle of the mall where you just take a break from shopping or whatever.
Mhm.
So I happened to be facing this one women's clothing store, and they had a bunch of display windows there, and all of the mannequins naturally had different fashions on. And so I thought from the corner of my eye, I saw one of them move. And I says to myself, well, like if you stare at something long enough, your eyes do something funny where things seem to wave or move or something. I says, that's just like an optical illusion.
Mhm.
Darned if that was not a model that acted like a mannequin and only moved occasionally. She stood perfectly still, didn't bat an eyelash. You couldn't tell she was breathing. She looked stiff like a mannequin. That's the very first time I encountered that. But
Yeah.
you probably encountered the same thing too, right? In display
It,
windows, like models that they hire to be like live
yes.
mannequins.
Art shows, fashion shows, all those types of events. They
That,
have a lot of different type of side shows, if you will,
yeah, yeah,
and live painting, body painting and stuff like
yeah.
that. I actually have an event coming up. I'll tell you about that at the end.
Okay, okay.
But there's that photography. Like when you have art shows, there's one idea that I wanted to always do, and it has something exactly to do with that. And just having live models pretend like they're mannequins or
Yes.
statues. Just hold this pose for about 2 hours. Do you know how difficult it is to hold your pose for two
Oh,
hours?
I can imagine. Yes, right.
Hard. It's hard. And interestingly enough, people are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, you're just trying to find something to talk about, aren't you?" No, but if it was that way, I'm really good at it because I'm finding something to talk about. Check this out. All right. So shenanigans. That was I got so excited that I just like spaced it out. That's what I here it is. I did it just like
You did it. That's right. You did.
Um, dang
You were
it.
like
Oh
that.
my gosh. Oh, I hate when I do that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, okay. So this is what I was gonna say. Oh, you're just digging something first or whatever to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I started doing the modeling, before I started doing modeling, I was pretty skinny. I was 142 pounds was probably my lowest, I think.
Wow.
In 2014.
Uh-huh.
148 pounds was my highest. I'm 6'3". All right. I'm pretty small bones. I'm not big bones, but
Yeah, yeah,
I've got good. Yeah, my bones are strong, but
yeah, yeah.
I'm long. So it takes a lot for me to develop muscle.
Okay,
It
yeah.
doesn't take long for me to develop strength because I'm strong. I can, these little skinny legs. I mean, they can squat like almost 300 pounds, but it
Whoa.
doesn't show.
Yeah.
It sucks. And I have back problems. I can't be lifting, more than 200 pounds. I can't. So doing modeling with my legs is very difficult because I've got skinny legs.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
anyway, anyway, so modeling takes a lot of posing and
Hmm.
you having to have the proper posture, the proper pose. The best pose is the most uncomfortable pose that you can do.
Uh-huh.
So if I were to, I'll give you an example. Turn you around here. Here's some of my pictures there. Look, check that out. But
Okay.
and that's my dog's couch. They don't sit on my couch. They only sit on this couch or that couch over there. But
Okay.
okay, so I mean, you can pose like this. Okay, that's cool. All
Yeah,
right, that's
yeah.
that's easy editorial stuff. But when a person does a pose to where they're here and then they're here and still
Oh,
make it a good pose. Okay, what am I doing with my legs? Okay, oh, we're gonna tip over like this. Ooh,
all right.
ooh, ooh, that's uncomfortable for my back. Ooh,
Right.
guess what? Now I know what it takes for me to hold that pose, and it's a strong core. It hurts my back, yeah, and it
Yeah.
used to hurt a lot worse than it does now.
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
I can deal with it right now because I've been working on my core
Your
strength.
core.
So
Right,
your
right.
your abs, your lower abs, your obliques, your
Yeah.
hips, your
Yeah.
butt, your legs, your
Yeah.
back. You build. Oh man, my bad. You build that core it takes a strong core to hold a pose.
Uh-huh.
So that's where I'm getting at is that the modeling really helped me with my health and the fact that the attention I
Oh,
was getting for the development of my body, I was already skinny. I'm already low body fat, the
uh-huh.
highest I've ever had up until now. Right now, I'm 11%.
Uh-huh.
But the highest, say 2 years ago, in my modeling times, I was 5% body fat. And
Yeah,
I was lower even more then when I wasn't working out and I didn't have all this muscle on me.
right,
I
right.
had a
Yeah.
hard time. I had no meat around my spine and I hurt my spine. I like
Oh,
to this
okay. So
day
there
it's
were,
still bruised from trying to do sit-ups. But
oh,
now my back is covered with muscle.
right,
It's
right.
helping keep that extension of my vertebrae of my
Yeah.
spinal cord injury I have sciatic on my right side that created a herniated disc on the left side
Oh, okay.
because of no support of my upper body.
Yeah, yeah.
So the modeling, so crazy, was really was really a huge lifesaver for me.
It was a blessing,
So,
right? It was, I
oh
mean, it was
yeah,
a
oh
blessing
yeah,
all the way around for you. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
accepting of being accepted into that fashion runway model as a nominee for best male model. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The
Right.
attention that I have been missing for 10 years because of my head injury and people were not giving me a chance
Yes.
because of
Yes.
my stutter, because of my lack of memory. To this day, I suck at names.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it might be some reasons to it, such as, my medication, my ways of medication for my severe pain,
Yeah.
the ways
Yeah.
of medication for dealing with daily nausea, daily bowel movements, having GERD situation. Oh God,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
list of things that I deal with on a daily that people
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
realize that it sucks. They don't the work that I
Yeah.
do for all these the independent
Right.
film
Right. Right.
nonprofit organizations.
So, so you're probably working like twice as
To
hard
death.
as the rest of us
Yeah.
to do the
Yeah.
same type of things that we all do, right? It's like
Mhm.
it takes twice as much energy and effort for you to do the same thing, right?
I guess in a sense, yeah, in a sense it
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Um, but funny that I say in a sense because one of my senses is gone. So, that's, a 24-hour sense is gone. The sense of smell is gone. So I have a theory that since I have no sense of smell, I conserve a lot of energy from my body because of that, and that my energy that I put out to what I'm working on.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
excuse. My
yeah.
you can thank my nose for it.
So,
But
so,
that head injury, I lost my sense of smell. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't
oh,
nothing.
really?
It was from the
Wow.
head injury. Yeah,
Right.
from the head
So,
injury,
so,
and
so how about your taste? Do you still have that sense of taste?
I have I have the ability to taste.
Okay,
The
okay,
pinpoint taste, that's different. I can't tell you, ooh, this is what I taste. There's some things that I can tell you. Like right now, I'm drinking a lemonade. I know lemonade. I know the citrusy stuff. I know I can tell you it's citrus at least. Um, Chocolate, I can tell you how it tastes.
okay,
Um, but since I don't know what it tastes like or what it is that I'm tasting, if you tell me what it is, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I taste that.
okay. Then you can
Weird. It's
remember if
weird.
somebody tells you
Yeah.
what you're
I
tasting,
do
then
have a memory.
yeah, then you can file away that information so the next time then you'll recognize what you're tasting based on,
No, no, I wish. I wish
oh,
it's weird.
really?
It's weird. The memory is there, but it doesn't relate it in real time, I guess. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
okay,
understand
okay,
it.
okay.
It it
I
does
thought
affect my
no, go ahead.
it does affect my appetite.
I was just going to
Part of the
ask,
reason why I'm skinny. It
no, I,
does affect my appetite.
yeah, I was just going
Mhm.
to ask you that since your sense of smell is interfered with and like you have challenges like with taste, that's to me, it would almost seem like you'd have to remind yourself to eat because you don't know
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
hungry or not. Is
Yep.
that wow?
Yes. Back when I was in my state of abandonment, when I'm having to, live in the street and do my thing, um, I was going 3 days without food. Now, there's been probably in my youth, I've stolen once, maybe twice. Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
My adulthood, since I got out of high school, I've never stolen except for the times that I was stealing in the street, and I was only stealing food. I wasn't even stealing. I don't think I even stole warm clothes.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
I only stole food. And
uh-huh.
that was because it was necessity. I didn't have any money. My mother found out how I was getting money, and she cut me off from that. And
Oh my God.
the way I was getting money for food and whatever was by going to shared branches. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't go to my bank and get the money straight from my bank because I was restricted from it because I was incompetent.
Oh,
So
okay.
I like I'm saying, my high functioning traumatic brain injury, it was a curse and it was a blessing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I don't know how I figured out a lot of stuff that I figured out. There's a lot of times to where even, when I was to now and back then, I was like, have I been making all this stuff up? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm supposed to be, and I'm getting by. What the?
Uh-huh.
And that's the other part of my story. God was there, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's this story, this interview can go for so long. That's why I was like scared of you to let me control the interview.
No, no, it's
There's so much.
no, like I said, you bring up whatever you feel that you want everybody to know, and if there's something extra that I want to know, I'll ask away. And
Mhm,
I mean, I mean, I've been around you a lot in person, but I think I've learned a lot of things about you that I didn't know before when we actually met, introduced each other, and started about talking each of our lives and this and that. And
mhm,
like you'd mentioned to all of us in the group about things that you were dealing with and this and that. But this here like really concentrates on 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 the origin of all those, the origin of all those issues. So
mhm.
no, no, I mean, I welcome you to share whatever you care to share. So like I told you before we started this interview, I says this interview is all about you so that not only myself, but my audience out there can
Mhm.
learn more about not maybe everything about Johnny, but in the short time we're together, uh,
Yeah,
or
this stuff.
most about Johnny.
Yeah, you're getting a pretty in-depth kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
no, I'm
you said,
glad. No, I
I
welcome
can
that.
go really in depth on a lot of things, but it's good to save some for my book or
Oh yeah, no, I
for
don't.
film. That
No, I don't want
stuff.
to cut it. I don't want to cut into the story of your books. So yeah,
Well,
that'll
that's
be
also something that
that'll be
might help
untouched.
sell it too. That's also something that might help sell it, as no one knows the story
Yes.
like I do.
Well, yeah,
You can make
sure.
it up, but
Yeah.
you can make up the story, but it's not going to be as good
No,
as the real
no.
story is.
But that book you're talking about, do you have like a final or like even a working title to it, or just so?
I have so like I say, it's multi-layered. It's dealing with my okay, so I joined the military, joined the Marine Corps. That was short-lived, but that was due to the medical practice of the military, um, medical malpractice rather. We won't get into that. That's part of the story. That's one
Uh-huh,
story.
uh-huh.
That's going to be called I'm not going to give you the titles yet.
No, no,
And
but
then
just
the
so
other
that
one's
everybody
going
knows
to
that you've
be
got a book in the works. Yeah.
yes, yes. I gave one name. I am not Jesus, or am I? And that's dealing with the entire situation with with the brain injury situation.
I was going to say
What happened
anyone,
there?
yeah, I was going to say anyone that could come back after being gone 30 or 45 minutes. I mean, that's something divine right there.
Mhm.
That's
The
mostly
military
unheard,
one
you know?
The military one, my time in the military, and it's more post-military because there's a lot of dirty deeds that the VA and the military, the recruitment, the MCRD and everything, drill instructors. I go into depth about that. I lived on. I come from a military family, so
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't learn a lot of these things just when I joined the military.
Oh, okay.
It is almost a rite of passage for my family.
Oh,
Okay.
all
That's,
right.
I have
Okay.
multiple members in my family that are in the military. So,
Okay.
but for
Okay.
me, it was more than not, it wasn't really a career decision for it to be in the military. I could have seen myself
Oh,
doing it,
okay.
but it
Okay.
was to be more in the entertainment. I got given the opportunity to work for a production agency with the magician, and that's why I joined the military.
Oh,
And bro,
okay. Okay.
the treatment while I was in the military, from the very beginning was not a good experience.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so that's the story, and that's going to go in depth. It's not going to look good on the military. It's not going to look good on the VA system. It's not going to look good on Social Security. It's pretty damaging to them because they let me go. They abandoned me, and
Mhm. Mhm.
they exhausted my military benefits.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was in long enough for my benefits because had I not been, they would have said "F you" and let me die. I would have gotten into the whole pandemic of narcotics. Who
Yeah.
knows? I might be in the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I toughed it out. I
Mhm.
toughed it out hard.
Mhm.
And no one knows what happened. Not
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
knows what. Everyone has a different experience
Yeah.
in boot
Yeah.
camp.
Well, I think just the fact that, like you said, you toughed it out and you were determined to triumph over all of that. I
Mm.
think that topic alone,
Yep.
like they say, of taking the bull by the horns and
Hmm.
getting yourself through. I think uh, you
Death,
know,
death, death before dishonor is how I thought about it. Everything that
yeah,
happened to me over there, I'm not going to tell nobody.
yeah, yeah,
20 years later, they're still trying to screw me.
yeah, yeah.
20
But
years later,
but I
that
think
time is coming, my man. That time is about come. What goes around comes back around. And
I think
I
I
have
think
been allowed to survive to get to this point. And
yeah,
I think that what I've survived, that unfair death that I experienced back in October of '07, the experience that I had in the military, the experience that I had with my family while dealing with a traumatic
mhm,
brain injury,
mhm,
it was very unfair.
yeah.
No
I
one should
think
have gone through that. And because of all the social issues that we're having
oh
from
yeah, yeah,
the Me Too movement to BLM to whatever other else social thing, there's always some social shit going on here in America. And a lot of other people get forgotten.
yeah, yeah,
Very last people is people with traumatic brain injuries.
yeah.
Second to the last people are the
Hmm.
elderly.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, it's very unfair that
Hmm.
people treat on it, President Biden, even though I'm not a fan of him, poor that guy too.
Hmm.
Oh, they abused him, man. He saw that.
Hmm. I
So I don't know if I could be angry at him but I mean, he's had his past, so yeah, I'm angry at him. But I mean, if it wasn't for that, they abused him. Everyone that was a part of that administration, I hate to be political, but everyone in that administration, because what they did to Joe Biden, how they treated him as an elderly, incompetent person, taking advantage of him, all of them need to be going to prison. Every single one of them. And this has nothing to do with the MAGA movement or nothing like that. This is strictly because of what they did to that elderly gentleman that had cognitive issues.
I
They abused. And
I
that's what happens in
yeah,
America. Imagine
yeah,
if that happened to a president. Imagine what's happening here in America with all the other people that are in a lower financial class or status or whatever.
yeah.
It's
I
sad. It's
I
very sad.
I think just the fact that I mean through everything that you're talking about and everything you've been through, just have once the book is out, I think that'll help a lot of people like deal immensely like with whatever challenges they're going through, like health challenges or like financial challenges. So I think
Financial, I can't.
yeah. No,
Financial, I can't help you with because I'm still getting not my side, my share. That's
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I'm not gonna say
No, but I
anything,
mean just I mean just I mean just the fact that you're still dealing with it and you're still standing. You haven't been knocked down. You haven't been knocked down. That's an incentive for other people that read your book to keep on going no matter what they're dealing with. Health issues, money issues, or anything in between. So uh,
Correction.
I I think that they'll probably appreciate that you share the source. What I'm trying to say, the source of your resilience. I think
Uh-huh.
that's probably what they're looking for. How do I stay like resilient in the face of all these troubles, whatever they are, health, money, you name it. So
Uh-huh.
um,
Well,
probably pay a lot, yeah,
you saying that, you know where my real source comes from all that? My faith in God, my faith in Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Honestly, I was raised Roman Catholic, but
Hmm.
with how strict they were with my family, my parents went through a divorce when I was like
Oh,
younger
okay.
than 6 years old. They
Uh-huh.
were
Uh-huh.
excommunicated from the church because they were divorced. So God didn't want that.
Oh, wow.
God is not vengeful. Like he does not. No,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
she married into someone that
Yeah.
was Southern Baptist, and that was much more
Uh-huh.
beautiful, much more loving. And that's where I got the real idea of God, and that's the way
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lived my life.
Right.
So I was raised that way.
Yeah.
So through all the hard times that I had, though I was mad at him for doing, for putting things on me the way things were going.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
for
yeah.
some reason, he was still there and he showed it to me. That's another part of my story. I'm not Jesus, or am I?
Uh-huh.
Because my guidance came from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I dealt with medically, early stages of my traumatic brain injury, maybe to
Uh-huh.
this day, but far different today than it was back then.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would have called me schizophrenic or a person with multiple personality disorder. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they would have called me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those voices in my head were telling me not to say anything because you will go to jail. You will go to
Uh-huh.
insane.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I think
Well,
that the situation of me becoming abandoned was planned. I learned in church that I am not here. This life isn't for me. This is God. This is a life for God.
mm-hmm.
I'm an entertainment piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. All right. All right, cool. Bring it on, God.
Yeah, yeah,
I know you're protecting me. So as long
yeah.
I have faith in him, and as long as I've had faith in him, as long as I'm smiling and I'm telling other people I love you, giving hugs,
Right, right, right.
I'm God. I'm God. He created me in his image. I'm God.
Yeah,
So I must be the God that he is supposed to,
yeah,
that he
yeah,
wants me to
yeah.
be, and that's the loving God.
I think that's one of the qualities or one of the many qualities that people like about you because I know I've witnessed it firsthand. I mean, since I've ever met you, whether working on the Black Mafia, the film there last year, or attending film festivals, or um, after event activities there is that you've got a warmth and it's like you can feel that warmth even from like the first time that anybody like meets you. It's just like this is me. um, I'm glad to meet you and I want to know more about you and I I think though that's just one of the qualities why people are drawn to you because it's like you're so honest, you're so truthful, you lay it all out there, you don't pretend to be anybody or do anything that you don't do. So um
Stop it, bro. You're making me tear. Cut it out.
it's not going to become Edward Asred Saba hour,
Yeah,
okay?
no, I don't care. You can put it on there. That's fine. It shows who I am. That's who I am. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's like I wish people were more like that. Do you know how beautiful this life would be if people were just, instead of you expecting someone to have bad intentions or bad thoughts and or yeah, bad thoughts, bad intentions with you, that they come with open arms and say hi. Don't you just hate when people walk past you, don't even make eye contact with you and say, hey, and now you don't even have to say, hey, how you doing? The eye contact says it all. The smile says it all. The smile gives you 7 years to
Yeah,
add 7 years to your life, and
yeah.
every other
That's
person that you
that's what
share
I
it with
that's
creates that
that
smile.
yeah, that's what I've heard certain
That is
people.
God. That's the movie Monsters Inc.
Mhm.
Pixar or I forget, DreamWorks or I forget. Anyway, Monsters Inc. That's the concept, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, the way that the monsters exist is by the lot of the screams, that continuous scream. And as long as those kids believe that there's a monster under the bed or in their closet, we're powering the university and the cities of Monsters Inc.
Right.
Same thing with God. Same thing with Santa Claus. Same thing with the Easter Bunny. As long as you have that belief,
Right.
that
Right.
you know,
Right.
as long as you're thinking and talking about that person and make it maybe doing certain things
Right.
to
Right.
gain attention from that. Ooh, tooth fairy. I hope you
Right.
bring some money to
Oh,
me.
I was
You
just
know
going
what
to
I'm saying?
bring that up. You beat me to it. I was just going to say Tooth Fairy. Thinking of like here, the waves are going through the tube here. We're thinking, yeah. Only
I stole
now
that
I
right
think
now.
only today I think kids maybe get about $10 for a missing tooth instead of a quarter when I grew up.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, for
Back
sure, for
about a
sure.
million years ago.
Yeah, yeah, it's called living increase, buddy.
Yeah. It's called inflation. That's what it's called.
Hey,
It's
there
called
you go,
inflation.
there you go.
But
Uh-huh,
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, that's fine. You can put that on there. Like honestly, like I love people so much,
yeah. No,
and
yeah, like I says, you can
people
tell.
deserve more. And there's certain people, some people don't, but those are people that haven't really known the real love of Jesus Christ and our Lord God. You know what I'm saying? Our Lord Jesus Christ, our King
Yeah.
God.
And everybody, like
And
I
there's
says,
a lot going
everybody,
on right now. He's coming in. He's coming in right now.
yeah.
I don't want to do, talk about any like get all religious and stuff like that about false prophets and stuff like that because I'm not that kind of guy. Like I see the movements of certain people and I like the way that it's kind of going. And I'm not going to call him God or God's godsend or nothing like that.
Mhm.
I don't want people thinking differently or wrongly of me, taking things out of context what I say. But right now there's a huge influence of Christianity, of God mainly. It doesn't necessarily need to be Christianity.
Mhm.
God is God, and if you know your history, if you can keep all other ideology or whatever out of it, if you just look
Yeah.
at previous religions, it's it's the damn
Mhm.
same thing.
Mhm.
It's just that, different leaders got broken off to different parts of the world and now they started their own religion based off the same creator.
Mhm. Mhm.
It
Yeah,
happens.
that's that I
There's a story in the Bible about Babel. I won't get into it,
yeah,
but I don't.
yeah, yeah,
The story that I just
yeah,
recently heard from somebody, a point of view from someone that I just heard. And I'm open to ideas
yeah,
like this
yeah.
because
Yeah,
humans are stupid.
I
We
was
were born stupid. We were created stupid. We were created from the mud. And we've had to learn this entire time. We've been evolving. Look, we went from lighting sticks on fire by rubbing it together,
right to landing
and
on
now
the
we're
moon.
having space rockets in the sky.
I was just going to say to landing on the moon and beyond, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the land was
Who
flat, but now it's
who
round.
who knew that two sticks that caught on fire could one day result in traveling millions of miles, right? It
I know,
started with the
right?
two.
I know.
It started
It's
with the
all.
two sticks. That's all it took. The two sticks.
Try to do that now. You
Even
can't light
before
me,
the
right?
lighter. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
So,
wanted to go back to something that you were talking
yeah.
about before when you were talking about your modeling career, and we started talking about LA when you were sitting at the table with, and then all the lights started to show up, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, you were saying that you wanted to tell all about that later. So I don't know. I was curious what that was all about there when we were talking about that about like mannequins and
Okay, yeah, yeah. So you're questioning the idea of the dead for 30 minutes and then that whole idea?
yeah, well, as it like you were saying, you used it sort of to help you into your modeling, and then we started
Oh,
talking
okay, gotcha,
about
gotcha,
the
gotcha.
like the walking mannequins and the live mannequins in the store windows and things like that.
Okay, all right, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
So that was okay. What we were talking about was my time during the 90 Days Fiance, the single life,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that is Natalie. Natalie is a blonde Ukrainian that was dating David. or Michael or something like that. I don't watch the show. I think it's
Uh-huh.
stupid.
Okay.
Okay, so you people know if you want to watch, if you want to go check it out, it's 90 Days Fiance, The Single Life, not 90
Hmm.
Days Fiance. It's The Single Life. It's a runoff, okay, spinoff,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And I'm on the second season of it, and you'll see later on, at the end of the second season and the third season, the guy that hooked me up with her for the show ends up dating her too. So
Okay.
it's kind of interesting.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So okay, so the modeling stuff, after I got that gig, it's funny. That was filmed in 3 days.
Wow.
Now that it's been over 2 years, I can talk a little bit more about it.
Uh-huh.
But that was not 5 days of filming. That was like 2 days of filming,
Uh-huh.
maybe 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. And they used my car and never paid for that. They stole me money. And I didn't get my tell-all. So, I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
make my own tell-all. I'll make my own tell-all. And, it's when I mentioned that I was hoping that they were going to dive into more questioning about the head injury stuff. Like, hey, what happened? Like what you're doing right now with my
Oh,
head injury.
included into the reality
Oh
show,
yeah, I was
right?
trying to
Yeah.
egg it on. I was trying to egg it on and say, hey, I'm someone that has a cool story. Here, let's talk about it. You were dead for 30 minutes. I would love to hear a story about a person that died for 30 minutes and still living and talking the way he's talking,
Yeah.
speaking the way he's speaking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would love to hear that. I love hearing underdog stories or recovery stories. I love hearing that.
Hmm.
And well, it didn't happen. Stuck to her story. Went out to eat. Went to the turtle sanctuary. That was really cool. The sea turtle sanctuary in Boca Raton. That was really cool.
Hmm.
Um, and one other place. I forget. But they tried. Oh, the pier. They tried to make me look like a very aggressive male that thinks he's the pimp daddy of them all, and
Hmm. Hmm.
pull her in to kiss her forcefully.
Hmm.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that, and I didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh. So,
on
so
film,
there's,
you will see on film that she comes towards me. She throws herself at me. I
hmm.
don't pull her. You don't see me doing this.
Yeah,
You don't see
yeah,
me doing this. You don't see me doing this.
yeah.
You see, pretend like I'm her. You see her doing this.
Oh,
And then Johnny gets slapped. So I get slapped. You get to see me get slapped. But interesting thing about that is that during that time, I didn't like how they were trying to make me look on TV. I
uh,
did not.
uh,
Okay. I'm a touchy feely person. Not touchy feely, I mean I'm gonna grab your bum or nothing like
yeah,
that, or put
yeah,
my
yeah.
hands on your breasts or anything like that. I am a gentleman. Okay.
Hmm.
I'll guide you. I never went to the waist. I may have gone to the mid back or the top, the shoulders.
Uh-huh.
I might have guided you by the hand. Here, take my
Hmm.
hand. Lady's hand goes on top. I guide you. Then you can
Right,
release.
right. Yeah.
You step on the curb, something. The woman never walks on the street side of the sidewalk. She walks on the inside of the sidewalk. I'm one of those guys. I'm a
Hmm.
gentleman. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they blew out my touching out of proportion.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a hugger. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
I'm so baby. That's how we were back then. I don't know about now, but
yeah, yeah,
that's how we are in St. Pete, the West Coast of the East Coast. That's how we are. We're all lovey-dovey.
yeah,
We all big
yeah,
hugs
yeah.
anyway. And
So do you think maybe, say like for,
oh, Johnny Depp, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing was going on at the time.
oh, no wonder.
That's
Okay.
yeah. So I didn't like that. So I'm not stupid. I don't want to be
Okay.
famous based off of this in reality TV show. I
Okay.
don't want to. So I was fine not listening to their suggestive script. I
Hmm.
was fine with them. No, I don't want
Hmm.
that. I don't want to be famous like that.
Hmm.
So I'll show you that I have real talent and
Yeah. No, I was going to say that you've got a lot of other opportunities to show your talents, so your talent will show through that way, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, in a whole variety of ways, if it doesn't come through in this form, like you were just talking about, well, you've got you've got like they say, you got a lot of other tools in your toolbox to use, right, to get your name and your
I do.
reputation and your talent out there. So, um, Yeah. No, that's one great thing, about using talent and uh, like they say, uh, like to get involved in all different facets of entertainment, so that all different opportunities are constantly at your disposal, so you don't get stuck like in one rut. And if the things in that rut don't work, it's like, well, geez, my career's over. But then you see that there's another track to follow, so you follow that. So yeah. So well, I guess that's what you did, because you've been
I'm here
you've been
I'm here.
successful, right?
Yeah, I have been. It's crazy
That's
how
right.
things been happening, man.
And
It
you're on
really
my
is.
show, so that's another
Yeah,
kudo.
yeah. Finally, we've been talking about it since what, January?
Yeah,
My
January, and I can
my
remember.
schedule's ridiculous. It's always
Yeah,
changing.
that's right.
I do interviews for like a bunch. I do interviews and I volunteer for other film festivals. I do
Yeah, yeah. No, I've
like
seen.
almost every month. I
Yeah,
have
no,
Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival. I have well, this year was the first time. I didn't really do much for them, but Sunshine City Film Festival. I played a big part with the Dunedin International Film Festival. I'm a big help with the Gasparilla International Film Festival, which is actually coming up
oh, that's
the
right.
25th through the 30th. You're
Yeah,
coming, so I'm excited about that,
that's
right?
right.
You're coming?
Of which
Yes.
I am coming, and Darwin coming, and Katie's coming, Tamia and Katie. The
Yeah.
whole the
Dude,
whole
so
gang's going to
excited,
be
man.
here. The whole
So
gang's going.
exciting. So exciting. And then the following month, at the end of the month of April, we have Sunscreen Film Festival. So all these ones I volunteer for.
Uh-huh.
Then Tiger Tales Asian Film Festival. I do interviews with them. I'm doing some interviews and some content for them, which I
Okay.
gotta do ASAP.
Okay. Okay.
And I have interviews with all those other guys. Then I have um, the North Film Festival now. Okay, so I volunteer for them, and Love Hope International Film
Yes,
Festival.
in Barcelona, Spain, October 1
That's
through
nine.
4, 2025. Don't for all of you out there, don't forget that date, October 1 through 4, 2025. Love and Hope
Yes.
International Film Festival in Barcelona, Spain at the Cinema Malda in Barcelona,
Yeah.
Spain.
Oh, I forgot one film festival, and I just got accepted to this.
What?
Yo, this is so exciting. When I got the news about this, bro, I was so stoked.
Do I have
Now,
an
people,
exclusive? Is this an
you're
exclusive
about, yeah,
here?
you're about to find out. You're about to
Okay,
find out, bro.
spill,
You're about to
spill it,
find out.
spill the
Yo,
beans.
so, all right, I didn't realize, like, I never imagined myself being here in the international film scene. I didn't see myself being in the film scene at all. I thought I was going to be production, show production. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what I was planning on doing. And from like a long time ago, this time I thought I was just going to do modeling to make some money. Did it? Now I'm in film. I'm becoming an executive producer for One Hell of a Trip to Delicious. A hell of a trip to Delicious. You know what I'm
Congratulations.
saying? And going
Wow.
to Cannes Film Festival as a delegate
Whoa.
with Rodartin Producciones. Hey, in Spanish. Hey.
Hey,
So it's
yeah,
my
hey.
first year I get accepted into the Cannes Film Festival over in France. Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Oh, you're gonna love it. I know
Unfortunately,
you're gonna love
everything's
it.
out of my own pocket.
Well, self financing, right?
It's
Self
yeah,
financing.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
tough.
yeah.
So
But
I'm looking at, and you can make sure you put this out there. I'm looking for people that want to sponsor and get some exposure out there nationally and internationally with
you
film
just
and my
you just
modeling
done it
stuff.
right now. You've just done it right now. So
Yo,
once this goes to the YouTube channel, it's going to go
hey.
out there. So your word is going to be floating out there forever on the
Oh
airwaves.
yeah,
You've
let's
just
talk. Let's talk. If they want to sponsor me for a certain event, they want to sponsor me for everything that I do.
That's
I
right.
mean, help me,
Listen to
man,
him.
because I'm doing all this by myself as far as traveling and getting to where I need to get to. That's a lot of film festivals, and
That's right. That's right.
film
That's right.
festivals are not profit. We already know this. Film
Hmm.
festivals are not for profit. They need help. They ask for volunteers. They get the sponsors for the money that they need to, that they need to make the event happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
Volunteers don't get any money.
That's
Volunteers
right.
are free, and they do it for the passion of film. They do it for
Hmm.
exposure. Me, I'm doing it for passion. I'm doing it for exposure, and I'm doing it to,
That's right.
yeah, create
So
to
anybody that
support.
wants to sponsor this guy right here, you've heard it first right here.
Yes,
Newly
yes.
a newly executive producer, and he needs sponsorship. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
Please, yeah,
so
please help me out. Please help me out. Yeah, you helping the scene, the
That's
community.
right.
You
That's
definitely
right.
are.
That's
You
right.
know,
And we're trying to get the word out here on my show to help this very talented artist right here. So do and give whatever you can.
appreciate
He'll
you. Yeah,
he'll
yeah, yeah.
appreciate whatever it amounts because he'll know that it comes from the heart. Whatever you can give, whatever you can sponsor, deeply appreciated, right, Johnny? Deeply
Yes,
appreciated,
definitely
right?
do.
Yeah,
Definitely do.
yeah.
I have two different things that I do with the Tampa Bay Film Circle. I am on the board for the sponsorship coordinator. Okay, so if
Hmm.
you want to
Hmm.
sponsor us here in the Tampa Bay area, we do a couple things. We do Script Lab, which we help people, create that script that they want to create. We have some professionals that
Hmm.
are award winning. This is what they do. They have gone to school for it. They're professionals in the film industry. So you are bringing your 12-page script to Script Lab and you're having a table read of it. You say,
Hmm.
hey, I have four characters. Character one, I want you. Character two, I want you. Character three, character four, and I want you to do voiceovers or
Hmm.
commentary. Okay. That's how we
Hmm.
do it. And we
Hmm.
give you our professional opinion, our professional guidance in making sure that that script gets written properly. And who knows, you might be ready for it to be pitched. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You make a full script. Now you have the ability to do it.
Hmm.
Eric Olson, he's the guy that is the president. He runs that, and he's a really good guy.
Hmm.
He's helping me write my and that he's assisting me. He's guiding me in
Hmm.
the methods of writing my scripts.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I'm very I want to do it all on my own. I don't
Hmm.
use ChatGTP or nothing like that. It's all
Hmm.
my own. It's pretty
Hmm.
difficult. It would be easier if I used ChatGTP. And then what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, industry nights too. We have
Hmm.
industry nights, and that's going to be like, where we have a hangout time. Oh, we do hangout time after Script Lab 2 at a local spot. And then our industry nights is acting stuff. We'll have a group of
Hmm.
people with maybe a couple professionals that come in, teach some improv. We just do a little improv session. Real cool, real
Yeah.
cool. Maybe have
Yeah.
a panel come in and we'll just talk about stuff, kind of just chill there. Um, we do some screenings. So we
Hmm.
do need money for that. We do need some assistance with that. T-shirts that we can, put out for people and make some money for the nonprofit. We'd really like to expand outside of just Tampa Bay and have a New
Hmm.
York film circle, if you will.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that'd be
Yeah.
cool. So there's
Yeah.
those two different choices. You can donate to me personally, or you can donate to the Tampa
Yeah.
Bay Film Circle.
Yeah,
And
I was just going to say at the end of this program, I have all your contact information. So anyone out there that's interested in anything that Johnny's talked about, uh, feel free to contact him on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, his YouTube channel. So all that information will be here at the end of the show in the closing credits. So. If you're interested in that, get a hold of him,
we got
contact Johnny. So yeah,
Johnny with the long hair.
that's right,
You know,
Johnny with the
get it.
long hair.
Johnny with the
So
long hair.
yeah, and I'm glad that we talked about that at this time, all the things you're involved in and everything, and uh, I, I'm really so glad that we finally got a chance, that I finally had a chance to interview you. I mean, I've talked to you in person so many times, but it actually feels strange to talk to you on a screen because I've only seen you in person. So
Right, yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to hook like up. up like this because it seems like each of us all had different things to do, going in different directions. So we
Mhm.
finally kind of common time and day to hook up and
Yeah,
be
finally, yeah.
right, be in the
I
same place at the same time. So
I
uh,
was so excited, I jumped the gun. You
right,
know,
right.
I was thinking like today was yesterday.
Hey, we got there anyway. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter with the time change and everything. So, yeah. So, but Johnny, I would really, really, really like to thank you for being on my show today. And everyone, if you don't
Thank
know
you
it
for having me.
already, if you don't know it already, Johnny, originally from San Diego, now in Tampa, Florida. Instagram, Johnny with the long hair. Facebook, Johnny B period Vance.
No
Uh,
period. No period.
no period. Oh, I'm
Sorry,
glad you corrected
yeah,
it.
that
I'm
was
glad
no,
you
that was the
corrected
text
on
that did
me.
that. No,
Okay.
Johnny JOHNNY B Vance. Johnny Bravo.
Okay.
Think about that. Johnny B, Johnny Bravo, Johnny
That's
B
right. Johnny
Vance.
Bravo. That's right. We can't forget Bravo. Johnny Bravo. Yeah.
Bravo is my stage name, my runway model name. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
Bravo, so Johnny B.
Okay.
But Johnny Vance is my acting name, which is my
Bro.
real name also. So
Yeah. Yeah. And he's an indie filmmaker, multi-international film festival ambassador, sponsorship director for Tampa Bay Film Circle, which he's been
published
talking and
published
be
model.
published model, actor. He's got his own podcast, YouTube channel, Johnny with the Long Hair, and yeah. Once
Yeah,
again,
lots of interviews. You guys check it out. You know, I'm friends with the film commissioners over here in Tampa Bay area, which is Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Clearwater. So,
yes, yes, yes,
you know, definitely check those videos out. You'll get a lot of good insight on filming here in the Tampa Bay area, what kind of benefits you can get out of it. So go check that out.
that's
So,
right, that's
Johnny
right.
with the long hair on Instagram, Facebook. You can also find Johnny B. Vance on, oh, my bad. You'll cut that part out. You can find me on Johnny with the long hair on Instagram and YouTube, Johnny B Vance on Facebook, and I believe Johnny with the long hair on TikTok. I've started doing
TikTok,
that too.
okay,
And
TikTok as
porn.
well. Okay, okay. So,
So check that out.
if you don't have any, if you have questions that have gone unanswered, contact him in any of those social media avenues anywhere, and
Yeah.
you'll get the answers that you're looking for.
Yeah,
So
any filmmakers that want to do interviews, like just like Mr. E over here,
there
you
you
know,
go.
for my area for the film festivals and stuff like that, do red carpet events. You need to come over here to the film festivals.
That's
You do.
right.
You'll
That's
see me
right.
in action. You'll see that you need to know Johnny. I'm going to introduce you to everybody.
That's
Okay.
right.
So
That's right.
definitely
Yep.
look into our area
I'm,
for the film
yeah.
festivals and for Love Hope International Film Festival and the North Film
Especially,
Festival. Oh
especially,
yeah, definitely. That's a
especially.
big part of my life now. So I'm
That's
gonna
right.
dig into
That's
that
right.
one.
You're in the fam now,
I'm in
Johnny.
the
You're in the
family
fam.
now.
You're in the
Uh-oh.
fam. So
I love it though. I love
once again, Johnny, thank you very much for being on my show,
it.
and
Yep.
everyone out there in YouTube land, thank you very much for viewing my podcast today and learning just a little bit more about Johnny here. So until next time, and my next guest, have a good day. Take care. Have a good life and try as much as you can for anything that you want to pursue in life, any of your goals. It's attainable if you can think it. Like they say, if you can think it, you can do it and make it a reality. So until next time, uh, this is Edward R. Sweatcar for Edward R. Sweatcar's Entertainer Chat. Uh, have a good day and so long for now.
His name is Johnny Vance, you know, aka Johnny with long hair. AKA Jesus Christ. Hey, AKA Jesus Christ. I'll take it all day. I take it all day. I do this king. I do this king, all right? So crazy thing is that I got into the modeling through depression. You know, I found something that like no, it wasn't for me something to do. It was for me to somehow get my confidence back up because that depression kept bringing me down. And I shouldn't be because I'm such a good-looking dude. I'm charismatic. I have so many interests and stuff like that. So, damn, you know, I just put myself into a contest, got accepted and nominated as the best male model, and I was like, hey, you didn't win it, but it's okay, I got nominated. So from that point on, I found a reason for me to keep on doing something because I got a lot of attention from it. So it pulled me out of my depression. I kept knocking at it. I was taking my vitamins. I started working out, started gaining weight and stuff. So my story behind independent film and how I've gotten to the film festival, why I'm dedicating and volunteering a lot of my time is because what the community has done for me.
Good.
You know, so me helping others is helping me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I may not be going towards my dream quite right now, but in a sense I am. I'm laying out a game plan.
God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows.